It's been, I started in 1988, actually, the foundation. At that time, I was going to build it off-road, totally off-road, but I realized I needed a road in to get the craftsmen and the cement and the propane. We tried dog-sledding all that in, and it just took too long. Winter's shorting up on us. But in the wilderness here, we're looking over the boundary waters. You can see 50 miles from this building. But yet, in the immediate vicinities, you don't see the building at all. You can see it, a couple of views of the lake, but the forest pretty well covers it up there. This is the north side. Again, we're up at 30, 40 feet here, so it's like the Canadian Barrens, extreme wind chill. So notice there's very few windows on the north side. The conservatory, this is a large window here, and some of the detail that went into this. This has been a really great project to work on. I financed it, 95% of it on my own by lecturing, writing, designing clothing. So it's been, I've done it the hard way each year. I put in about 150 to 200,000, and this time of year I'm always really totally under and I work my way up and then do it again. But I'm going to start forming a nonprofit trust around this called the Will Steger Center that we're working on right now. Within another year, I'll be putting all this and all my work and all the land, everything I own, into this trust. One of my goals in my life is not to own anything. This is the south-facing, which is a posted beam structure cased with glass, thermal pane glass. It's aesthetic inside, and also it's very practical because there's about a 50-60 degree thermal pane on a clear day in the wintertime. And so it's 5 stories. This, and it's supported by posts and beam inside, 600 various pieces of recycled wood, dug fir from the state. Now that scaffolding there, to get an idea of the dimension, the scaffolding right there is that's 16 feet. The first floor will be the main the conference center, the formal meeting. The third floor here with this deck structure that goes around, that's where you eat and dine and kind of meet informally. It's really, I think, on this level is where the big decisions are going to be made. Usually it's informal. And of course, in this interaction, it's all about building relationships with other people, as you know. Because in our workplace, you really don't get to know a person very well unless you really hang with them for a while. And in a lot of areas, you might be a particular study or a business. You may have heard of the individuals, but you don't know them. So this area is a good way of building up relationships. I see this as working sessions as a end product, not to get enlightenment, but enlightenment maybe might fall along the way, but it's not a personal health type thing, but it's really one to move forward in action. But I want to follow up here with some pictures of the place, and there we go. This is shows you how it sets into the woods. This is a high ridge in the big country here. You don't realize actually how hilly the Boundary Waters area is. When you're up high, it's just like the foothills area. It's actually an ancient mountain range here. So it's set in this contrast here. And this is the northeast side here. We do about 6 weeks of stonework each year. 2 summers actually, we work most of the summer. And the turret here is the stairway that goes around. You can see where the steps go here. The stairway is outside of the building itself, or actually a turret here, because it takes too much space and it's only 5,000 square feet. It's stacked for a reason of conservation of heat. And this is the building, the deck systems. And a lot of the design I do is, you do a lot of shadow and light combinations. And this building changes with the sun, the moonlight, and so forth. It really plays off this building. It's quite inspiring when you're around it. Being able to come up with this idea and then going out and doing the hard work of paying the money for it, putting it together, and working with various woodworkers. This is the inside. It's underneath the big glass here. This large window. I don't have it all shown here, but this is about 3 years ago when inside here. This is the 5th floor, or 4th floor, office space here. And this was some tile work that I designed 3 years ago. Like this here, I ordered the tile online and get to get good dealers. And then this was the floor that we did. Mikey was involved in this last year. We laid this floor out. This is the main conference room right here. And tile is a really good medium, I find, to work with. Tile is relatively inexpensive now with the internet. Most third world countries have quarries, and tile like this would run $25 to $35 a square foot. Couldn't afford to do it. But I got it to right around $4.50 a square foot. So you have a real opportunity with tile. And this is one of the hallways, in-floor heating. All 5 floors are in-floor. There's the heat tubes underneath set in 1.5 inches of concrete, and then with the subfloor, and then in this case the tile floor over that. So there's a huge heat mass. We haven't heated it up yet, but I know that the mass and actually stacking like this, it'll be extremely energy self-sufficient. Our goal in this is to basically run it carbon without carbon-free. We would have a propane backup for it, but I know we can get enough energy with solar and wind that we'll do. This is the inside, some of the gardens that we're starting to put in. And this is the 3rd floor deck here with, again, tile work. We did that 3 years ago. And the log work on it is three stories of log work. It's all dovetail like this here. And this is a 90-degree cut here, but I've also doubled the dovetail at 30 degree, which is a really aesthetic looking. I don't have a picture of that here. And it's built right on the Ely greenstone, 2.2 billion-year-old rock. It's not the oldest rock in the world. So it sets right on the solid foundation with the granite here, which is 300,000 years old, where we harvest ourselves. Some of the crews, this is the Minnesota Conservation Corps. We work with a group every summer for the last almost 10 years now. It's usually a group of 8. And that wall that's in back of them, they built that. They came up and we started from scratch. We hauled the rocks, mixed the cement. Just a great group of kids, really good. And Minnesota Conservation Corps, a great program. If you get a chance to support them. These are not youth at risk, but kids that just need a little bit of a guidance at ages 15, 16, 17. It really works out well for them. I'm working here with us, 3 stonemasons, masters, Jim Sullivan, great friend of mine. We're doing a water flow each over here, so we're discussing. It's a lot of design work and interaction like this. It's really kind of the frosting on the cake and all this is doing all the building. And one of the masons here, Diana, and or stonework. I love stonework. It's really beautiful, and it's very inexpensive, especially your native stones. And it's great laying it up in the hot weather, and it's up forever once it's there. You can see we're laying up called the Roman Road here, and one of the masons here working with 2 of the younger kids. And, volunteers built this wall here. I mean, it looks almost artificial here. It's so perfect, but it's regular rocks that we harvested from around the area. There's some of the stonework we did. This is what's called dry stone, stone without mortar. Key to here is having a good foundation under it. If the foundation's good, it's light right, it'll last as long as concrete, probably longer. It allows water to seep through. Water is the problem in any type, of course, any concrete. But a dry stone like this is great because it's made so the water filters right through, so the frost can't get at the rock. I have a really great shop that took me 40 years to build it up. This is part of it here, but I have all the power tools, and it's been a long time. This is like a shop pops up overnight, but you save your money for a saw, and you're always buying tools. But I have the ability now to build almost anything. This is the countertops that I was building for one of the cabins. We have 12 small little cabins around this area. So when I do these conferences, the people will be housed individually in small cabins. I think it's really important to be alone in a beautiful spot at night and contemplate yourself and what you're doing. And again, for a lot of our work, I work in the winter a lot in the shop. Tools and that, you got to pay attention. I still have 5 fingers, and I never froze my fingers up to this part of it. I've always paid close attention, but I like working with power tools, and I do a lot of recycled wood. I buy most of my recycle right now is coming from the warehouses. buildings they're tearing down in Chicago. I buy it by the semi